May inferiority complex ka ba? O baka naman may superiority complex ka? Bakit ba may feeling of inferiority tayo? Normal ba ito? Today, we're going to discuss Individual Psychology by Alfred Adler. Sino ba si Alfred Adler? Alfred Adler is an Austrian medical doctor, psychotherapist, and founder of the School of Individual Psychology. What drives us? What great force underlies our motivation as individual? According to Adler, we are all striving for perfection, or we have the desire to fulfill our potential and to realize our ideals. Sets of individual psychology, or the main principles of individual psychology. Tinawag ni Alfred Adler ang kanyang theory na individual psychology. Ano ba yung mga main principles behind the individual psychology? Number one, the one dynamic force behind people's behavior is the striving for success or superiority. Lahat daw tayo ay gusto nating maging successful or maging superior. At yan ang ating goal sa buhay. Number two, people's subjective perceptions shape their behavior and personality. Number three, personality is unified and self-consistent. What does that mean? The third tenet of Adlerian theory, notion that inconsistent behavior does not exist. Thoughts, feelings, and actions are all directed toward a single goal and serve a single purpose. The fifth tenet is the self-consistent personality structure developed into person's style of life. The sixth is the style of life is molded by people's creative power. We all have our creative power. Okay, what is individual psychology? This suggested that every person has a sense of inferiority. From childhood, people work toward overcoming this inferiority by striving for superiority. Adler believed that this drive was the motivating force behind human behaviors, emotions, and thoughts. Pinanganak daw tayo na may sense of inferiority, so ang ating goal is to overcome this inferiority by striving to be superior. So ito yung nagmo-motivate sa isang tao, no, or the force behind human behavior, emotions and thoughts. Okay, lahat ng ginagawa natin, lahat ng nararamdaman natin, lahat ng iniisip natin, ang driving force natin dyan ay ang to be superior. Brief background on the theory. Adler didn't agree on Freud's view that all our present behavior are determined by our past experiences. Adler believed that people actively seek to improve themselves. Personal values and the desires for social involvement should be a central idea in psychoanalysis. What is inferiority? We are all born with sense of inferiority, which motivates us to improve ourselves and achieve our self-ideal. Ano naman ang self-ideal? Self-ideal is an expression of the fictional goal of the personality, which is an image of success. Persons are always striving to find a solution in which they excel, and that is your self-ideal. What is inferiority complex? Inferiority complex is excessive feeling of inferiority. It is unhealthy. It produces feelings of helplessness and feelings of hopelessness. Kayo ba? Meron ba kayong inferiority complex? Ano naman ang creative power? Ang sabi ni Adler, meron daw tayong creative power, or we have the ability to freely shape our behavior and create our own personality. By the time children reach 4 or 5 years of age, their creative power has developed to the point that they can set their final goal. Ano ba ang final goal natin? Ang final goal daw ng tao, according to Adler, is to be big, complete, and strong. What is superiority complex and striving for superiority? A socially non-productive attempt to gain personal superiority with little or no concern for others. Some people create creative disguises for their personal striving and may consciously or unconsciously hide their self-centeredness behind the cloak of social concern. We are all striving for success. Psychologically healthy people are motivated by social interest and the success of all humankind. We are all capable of helping others without demanding or expecting a personal payoff, and are able to see others not as opponents, but as people with whom they can cooperate for social benefit. We have all social interests, or social feeling, or community feeling. It means a feeling of oneness with all humanity. What are the different styles of life according to individual psychology? The term Adler used to refer to the flavor of person's life is styles of life. It includes a person's goal, self-concept, feelings for others, and attitude toward the world. This is a product of the interaction of the environment, heredity, and creative power of a person. Styles of life reflects the individual's unique, unconscious, and repetitive way of responding or avoiding the main tasks of living, friendship, love, and work. A person's style of life, how they choose to go about achieving the ultimate goal of superiority in important life tasks. It is an individual's unique way of thinking, feeling, and behaving, heavily influenced by one's childhood. The first style of life is the ruling type. Ruling type ka ba? Tingnan natin kung ruling type ka. Ikaw ito. If you are aggressive, dominating people who don't have much social interest or cultural perception. Aggressive ka ba? Dominating ka ba? Wala ka bang sincere interest sa ibang tao? Ginagamit mo lang ba sila to gain power? Then, you are the ruling type. Number 2 type is the getting type. Sino sila? Getting type ka ba? These are dependent people who take rather than to give. Gusto nila take ng take pero ayaw magbigay. These are the pampered style of life. Meron silang weak social interests. They expect others to look after them, overprotect them, and satisfy their needs. They are characterized by extreme discouragement, indecisiveness, oversensitivity, impatience, and exaggerated emotion, especially anxiety. Getting type ka ba? Number 3 type is avoiding type. These are people who try to escape life's problem and take little part in socially constructive activity. They have neglected style of life. These are children who feel unloved and unwanted and are likely to borrow heavily from these feelings in creating a neglected style of life. No one feels totally neglected or completely unwanted anyway. Ikaw ba yung taong laging umiiwas? Ikaw ba yung taong nang-iiwan? Number 4, socially useful type. The socially useful type for Adler is the healthy lifestyle. The ruling dominant type, getting leaning type, and avoiding type all have faulty or mistaken lifestyle because they lack proper social interests. Adaptive lifestyle facilitates our achieving our goals and dreams. Are you the socially useful type? Kapag socially useful type ka, ito yung pinakamaganda. No, this is the most adaptive lifestyle. O anong style of life mo? Okay, let's go to family constellation. Family constellation is the term coined by Adler and elaborated by Dreyfus to represent the operation of the family system, including parents, siblings, and others in the family of origin, together with any others living with them as members of the person's childhood household. Family constellation consisted of parents, children, and any extended family members. Birth order in this constellation influences a personal lifestyle choices. A child defines self in relation to other children and how the self is different from or the same as others in the family. Birth order refers to the position among siblings in the family. Panganay ka ba? Gitna ka ba? Bunso ka ba? So, eto, kapag eldest ka or the oldest child ay nurturing and protective of others and they are good organizers. Ang mga negative traits naman daw nila, they are highly anxious, exaggerated feelings of power, unconscious hostility, fights for acceptance, must always be right, highly critical of others, and uncooperative. The second child is highly motivated, cooperative, moderately competitive, highly competitive, easily discouraged. The youngest child is realistically ambitious, negative traits, they are pampered, dependent on others, wants to excel in everything, and negative traits of the youngest child is they are pampered, dependent, wants to excel in everything, unrealistically ambitious. What about the only child? The only child are socially mature, but their negative traits include they have exaggerated feelings of superiority, low feelings of cooperation, inflated sense of self, and has pampered style of life. So, every human being strives for significance, but people always make mistakes if they do not recognize that their own significance lies in their contribution to the lives of others. Alfred Ardler. Ano ibig sabihin niyan? Lahat tayo, we want to be significant in this world. We strive not to have, to be somebody, to be significant, to be superior. But in doing so, we have to make contribution to the lives of others.